All right. You guys ready to go? Ready to start?
I think I'm ready
Yeah,
to go.
I'm good. I'm Gucci.
All right.
Mm.
Hello and welcome to Next to Nothing, a podcast for gamers on a budget. I am your host, Danny K. With me, as always, the wonderful, the beautiful, the Mr. Green. How are you doing today?
Did Green freeze?
I think he froze.
He is literally frozen solid. Dude, it's not that cold, okay?
He has to say it's not that cold, Green. While we try to figure that out, with us 99.9% of the time,
Fuck, man. Now I got to carry? God
you've got to carry.
damn it.
It's Revs fan. Padre, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Danny. I got me a pretty solid nap in, woke up a bit of headache. It's gone now. Gonna have some bomb-ass stuffed poblano and Anaheim peppers after this. What? And I've been getting my hands on some really awesome short games that I'm gonna really like to do some rundowns on soon. But I want to kind of batch them into a few, like kind of a little special piece. So that's coming down the road. But it's been a good past few weeks, man.
Excellent.
How about yourself? I get to ask. How about you? Usually Green gets to ask that. So how about you? How are you doing, Danny?
I'm fucking cold.
That's fair.
I am fucking cold. Okay, so he left the chat. I think he joined the chat again.
Oh,
Is he?
hi, I'm Mr. Green Elite. Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Danny. How are you doing? Oh, shit. Now I'm back to me. Okay.
There we go. If we can see him, he can see us. He can hear us, I think.
Hello?
Anyways, I'm doing good. I'm doing fucking cold. Greenlee, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I am having the greatest day of my life. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I already asked.
Yeah,
I already got to ask, Green. I got to ask how he was doing this week.
Oh,
we're really
you
breaking.
stole that from me.
We're really breaking the
trying to
mold this
carry.
week.
You destroyed my tradition, as is tradition.
As
Okay.
Put a curse on your bloodline. Family will know this curse for years and generations to come.
So, yes, guys, welcome to the show. If you guys miss any part of the show, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. We hope you guys will get some value out of this. And if you guys do like what you see here, give us a like and maybe tell a friend. Every week we have a question of the week. This week our question is, did you buy anything in this Steam Lunar New Year sale? Or, as we found out, there's a Humble Bundle sale today as well that you can get for like 24 hours. If you bought anything on a Lunar New Year sale, what did you buy? Let us know in the live chat or in the comments down below on this YouTube video. Before the show starts proper, I wanted to just give my sympathies to the folks down in Texas. Rev knows a lot about what's going on because he hasn't experienced any kind of weather like this in Oklahoma, and it seems like it's not fun, especially for you, Rev. But
I'm having a blast, dude. I'm not part of the whole rolling blackouts thing. I've been enjoying the hell out of it. We had snowball fights and hot cocoa. It's been amazing.
yeah, well,
I do feel bad for the people in Texas though, because they have to deal with the controlled blackouts, and and OKC has to deal with, like, the bigger areas are having to deal with it. We're not, luckily, but it does suck because I have a lot of friends down there that they've been 24, 36 hours without power now, and I hate that for them.
Yeah, McRayla, friend of the show, personal friend of mine. She's been 36 hours without power. Yeah, and you said controlled blackouts. From what I understand, they're not so controlled blackouts anymore.
Oh, great.
Unfortunately. Yeah, so sympathies to you guys down there. If I can offer any advice, it's if you don't have a home battery system after this or currently, get one. Even if it's just like a jumper box, it is having some sort of battery system at home that will constantly just be charged and you can get some power from to like charge a heater or to run like a space heater or something like that. Invaluable. it's I say a battery system just because generators are expensive. Um, and they are at times like these, they are incredibly valuable to steal, as I learned through the Durate show. For those who don't know, this past August, my area experienced basically an inland hurricane, a derecho, and we were without power in much of the metro for 2 weeks. My place got power like in 4 days. I was one of the lucky ones.
My internet was out for 2 days, and that was too damn long.
My internet was out for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It was way too damn long. So yes, my sympathies out to people in Texas. I kind of want to like maybe put together a video of some sort, just like showing like my basic power outage supplies I've learned now what I need. And I will probably do that for you guys. I have vacation this week, so probably next week I'll put that together for folks. So you
Also,
guys,
let's not forget that Flint, Michigan is still without clean drinking water.
yes.
And yeah.
And no criminal charges have been brought forward.
Mm-hmm.
What a time to be a developed first world country, huh?
Exactly.
Right? Oh,
Failing
don't
electrical power grids, dirty water.
Oh, don't worry. I got some mentions about something very similar later in today's show. But let's get to the meat of the show, shall we? Padre,
Yes.
you've got a game you want to talk about.
I do. Okay, first I want to give a shout out to my friend for suggesting this game for me.
I'm sorry, you kind of went robotic there. Who's the friend?
Oh, wait, am I back?
You're good. You're good.
Okay. All right, so Duty Beard is a buddy of mine, and I bet I went robotic because I'm talking about this game. It's called Pony Island. It's a legitimate cult classic at this point. It came out in 2016. Brief rundown: Pony Island is a game developed and published by Canadian indie developer, surprise, surprise, Daniel Mullins. It's a metafictional game. The game has the player interact with what appears to be an old arcade cabinet called Pony Island. The player soon discovers the game is corrupted by Lucifer himself, who is trying to claim the player's soul for him. The player ends up, you get aided by this other soul that was previously inhabited. You actually try to like break through and delete core files within the game so you can get out of it and everything. It's absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Obviously you can tell by looking at it, it is not a difficult game to run, but it's really challenging in a lot of ways. I didn't expect this. It's very challenging in its puzzle aspect, although still pretty intuitive. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain how something could be both challenging and very intuitive, but it was. So I was actually really appreciative of that. I was able to clear it in about a stream, so it's not a very long game. I know it retails for $4.99, goes on sale regularly. I'm pretty sure I picked it up on the Steam. It's one of the ones I picked up on Steam Lunar Sale for 67% off, so it was super cheap. But yeah, you're actually trapped within the game's code. You come to find out there. I don't want to like spoil a lot because it's actually worth playing. But you end up coming to like find out some really interesting things as you go on about the arcade cabinet, about who you are, how long you've been there, and stuff like that. Very puzzle heavy though, like very puzzle heavy, and in very like throw you to the wolves kind of way. Not a well, here's what you do here, here's what you do here, no, you got to figure this shit out for your own. It's pretty awesome. To run it, all you need is like Windows Vista or better. Recommended is like 4 gigs RAM and like 400 megabytes of available space. And that's it. That's like all you have to have. You can run on like an integrated graphics card. It's clearly not that difficult of a game, but yes, highly recommend. Fun game. Couple of scary moments in it.
Can I also mention that it's on Mac OS as well?
Ooh, it's on Mac OS. That tells you there. Now you freaking iPhone lovers. No, I'm kidding. But I honestly, this is a game. Speaking of like iOS, this is a game that usually ends up getting asked, or a question that gets asked is, could it possibly be played on mobile? This one I think could, because literally the only thing you use through like the whole game is your mouse. You don't have to use arrow keys a lot or anything. It's literally your mouse. So it's left click, right click, and move your mouse around. So I could see that being a really good mobile game. It is a little bit older, so I don't know if they'll make it into a mobile game, if they'll bother at this point, or if it has been already. I didn't actually check that. Wouldn't be surprised if it was. But yeah,
it's currently only available on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS.
okay. So there you go. But no, I highly recommend it. Super fun game. It like I said, it had a lot of dark elements to it, like the whole satanic thing, because Lucifer is the one that's taken over the arcade cabinet, and you actually have to battle other like demons from hell. And they used so a little bit of small background information here just to kind of give you some basis. I have a book on demons and demonology, and they actually, it's like they pulled the pictures from that book, pixelized them, and made them into the demons into the game. So like the individual ones, like Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and all them, those actual, the demons of hell, they look like the way they're supposed to, just like pixelated. So they actually did their research into demonology. Not gonna lie, we got a little nervous later. Started hearing like noises, and I was like, "Oh my god! I played a game that's gonna get me killed by the devil." Fantastic. But no, it's a ton of fun. Highly
Is
recommend.
this the
And it,
Ouija board of video games?
it is. Oh yes, exactly. It's the Ouija board of video games, dude. But yeah, I mean, at $5 retail, find it on sale and give it a little run through, because it's, I mean, one, if you're a content creator, it makes for some pretty good content, and two, if you're not, it's just a pretty fun game to play through if you're into kind of like that whole like dark magic type thing, and making something that's not supposed to be dark and creepy, kind of like the "Don't hug me, I'm scared" videos. I don't know if y'all have seen those. They're freaking terrifying, even though they
Yeah.
shouldn't be. So yeah, that's kind of, if you're into stuff like that, 100% play it, no doubt. But I mean, wait till it's on sale. It goes on sale regularly. Older indie games typically do. They'll go on sale almost any time. Like
Yeah.
if the hype of an indie game goes down after a while, because it happens, then the prices will drop.
Yeah, sale wise, I see it mostly go for 67% off, according to SteamDB, which puts it at right around $1.64.
I think they're rounding up. I think they try to make it 66.6% off, because that would just be perfect, wouldn't it?
Beyond brand. But yeah, that's according to SteamDB. That's about the time that it's that's about what it goes on sale for. So yeah, definitely one that can get picked up for pretty cheap, which is awesome.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say I almost pulled the trigger on it during the Steam Summer Sale, because it was the same price off, but I picked it up on the Steam Lunar Sale because it was that price. It goes on sale, like, I think every time a Steam sale comes up.
Yeah. Anything else on Pony Island? I mean, I think you've answered pretty much everything. The art style on it looks great. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, it's really cool too, because it's like, it's kind of deceiving, because if you look at it, the art style is really simplistic looking, and the way it glitches and changes as the game progresses, it's so seamless that it's wonderful. It's amazing. Like I made it known time and time again that I'm a big fan of when games institute unique art styles, which is why whenever I get ready to cover a bunch of the Spring Festival demos, I get ready to cover those next. Or are we doing the show next week?
Yes.
Okay, next week I will cover those. You're going to hear me talk about a game called Potion Craft. Same concept, just great art style, and that's what really kind of got me with this game, more than just the story itself, was the art and how they were so seamlessly transitioning back from like cute and fun and Pony Island to, oh yeah, Lucifer's here.
Yeah. Green, thoughts, opinions, questions?
No, sounds creepy.
It's a little creepy.
Just a wheel creepy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, question here. Do we want to kind of break the format of the show that I have here and go into the Lunar New Year's sales pickups?
Yeah, we can.
All right,
Sure.
Yeah. Let's go into that. I was kind of looking at my order. I'm like, let's do that a little bit different.
Audible.
Okay, so I didn't get anything during the Steam Lunar New Year sale, but you guys did, right? What'd you guys pick up? We'll start with Green.
I did. Let's see. I picked up Phasmophobia. That's I haven't played it yet, but I finally picked it up. Yeah. I'm gonna hate myself the whole time playing it. I already know.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. It's not even like scary. It's so much fun. You're gonna love it.
Oh, I'm sure. I've only seen videos of people like fucking screaming at the top of their lungs. Like Rev. I've seen it.
Not really.
And then I picked up Golf It, which apparently is multiplayer, like a mini putt game. I got suggested for that, and then I picked up The Witcher 3 finally. I've played it. I never played it before the Steam sale. Just finally picked it up. I played a few hours of it so far. Been really enjoying it. And then I picked up like 5 copies of Last Year, which is like a Deceit style, like 5 survivors versus 1, killer, Dead by Daylight, style game, where they essentially, it's like a high school setting where they have to escape the high school, and there's like different class, like each character has like different perks, like the jock and the smart kid and stuff like that. So it was 50 cents for those, so I bought like 5 copies and I sent them out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I picked up.
Nice.
Excellent. Rev, how about you?
Well, as I said before, I picked up Pony Island, but I also picked up Dark Deception: Monsters and Mortals. So, for those of you who have seen me talk about Dark Deception, because I actually believe I covered it on the show at one point, it's like the horror Pokemon, or not Pokemon, horror Pac-Man style game where you're running away. Like the first level's free on Steam, so give it a try if you haven't. Where it's like you're sitting there running through the little abandoned hotel, and the giant like symbol monkeys with the blades for hands are chasing you. Well, they made a multiplayer version of this. So I picked that up, and it's essentially like, yeah, you're all kind of like trying to outwit each other and get the most deals. You get power ups and stuff like that to use. It was kind of it's pretty fun so far. I haven't got to dive too deep into it. And then I also picked up the Henry Stickmin collection. I've heard good things about it. They did like a full remaster on the collection to remove copyrighted stuff and all that to make it more friendly for streamers to use. So I'm going to be doing that. Got that for pretty cheap. Aside from that, I picked up the Mount Your Friends bundle. Mount Your Friends 1 and 2. That was actually I think I may have picked that up before. It was still on sale, but I think I actually picked it up before. So aside from that, I think the only other thing I picked up was Stanley Parable. I got the Stanley Parable during the Lunar Sale for pretty cheap. Everything I bought was over 50% off. I picked up Little Nightmares 2, but it wasn't on sale because it was brand new.
Now, that's one you've been excited for Little Nightmares 2. Have you had your hands on it yet at all?
Nope, I'm gonna go flying blind as soon as I finish playing Omori. I'm gonna dive straight to Little Nightmares 2.
Gotcha.
And I'm scared because the first one was so trippy. It was crazy creepy. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, was there anything else with the Lunar New Year sale pickups? I didn't buy anything. I have a backlog of things that I've been trying to play through for months now. So I have not added anything to my collection in quite a while.
But, well, technically I didn't buy it, but as a result of sending out a copy of Last Year, I reluctantly got forced a game in return by one chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got Hellblade.
Okay, yeah.
Sacrifice and Goat of Duty.
Yes. Oh, we got to play, dude. I have it. I have Goat of Duty. Let's play.
Oh yeah, let's
play.
Goat of
It's
Duty.
Quake style. It's so fun. Me and Pinata both have it.
Yeah, Goat of Duty, and then I think you sent me PC Building Simulator. I stressed multiple times in Chocolate when you listen to this, I hate you. I stressed to him multiple times he does not need to give me anything in return. It was a 50-cent game, and he sent me 3 games. So, yeah.
I'm curious to see you play Sensua, because Rev, it's a Souls-like game, right?
You talk about Hellblade?
Yeah.
Senua's Sacrifice? Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's a lot of dodging and stuff, but like the thing that gets me about it is it's not like the battles aren't particularly difficult like they are during like in a typical Souls-like. This one, knowing Green has top-notch equipment, the whispers are. I just want to see his reactions to that, like because the character suffers schizophrenia, so she sees a lot. She sees and hears a lot of hallucinations, and they capture it perfectly in the surround sound of your headphones. It's
The what?
Don't tell him anymore. Don't tell him anymore. I want to watch him play it.
Shit.
Because he's.
Oh yeah, no, you're good.
Because
I'm
the other Souls-ish game that I've seen him play is Jedi.
Oh right.
Jedi: The Fallen Order, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Jedi Fallen Order.
That's the only other like game like that I've seen you play, so I'd like to see you play more of those. And I guess you just picked up Witcher, which is kind of similar, but not necessarily like as much. So I want to see you play that. Now that I know you have it.
I feel like this is very sus. Like you're like trying to divert that is.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's not the game itself is not. It's not like a horror game. It is an action game. It's just like if you have good equipment, it can be like chilling at times. Like there's not. You're not gonna be like scared and stuff.
It's
like
atmospheric.
Like that demo, very atmospheric.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but but the environment itself is not unsettling. It's not like you're there's not like this built up sense of dread. You're fine. It's just I want to see how you react to the whispers.
The look on your face, just. Ooh, okay.
I imagine
the VR version. They have it on VR, and I'm going to test it out here in the next couple of weeks. I'm so excited.
It attached the VR edition to mine as well, but I don't have a VR headset or setup.
Yeah.
I imagine, and it's been a little while since I've seen anything on Hellblade, but I imagine it's probably pretty similar to how, like, the trippiness and the kind of like the unsettlingness is with all the trippy scenes of like the Far Cry series. Where like, oh yeah, you're just gonna take these drugs and like you're gonna have this weird Shangri-La experience for and hear things and see things on the screen for like 5 minutes. Okay, that's the Lunar New Year sale. Anything else that we wanted to mention on that?
No.
Let me ask you guys this. Do we want to take a quick break and then go into our other conversation topics? Or do we want to go to our next conversation topic and then do a break after?
We could go ahead and do a break. I do want to make like one quick indie announcement that I just found out though. So Blasphemous is getting an update called Strife and Ruin, and they're actually doing a crossover with Bloodstained. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Bloodstained. Ritual of the Night. It's another Team 17 game. It's like a Metroidvania style. They're doing a crossover. They're adding a boss rush mode, which ought to be awesome. So that's actually kind of a big deal in the indie world because Blasphemous is pretty well liked, and it got announced just today. But it's coming out in 2 days. Like they're updating it, so that's awesome.
Damn. Which you guys can see Rev's playthrough, I think, on YouTube, right?
Actually, I didn't keep Blasphemous, but I may do one with this new update.
Do it.
Do it.
All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that.
Are you a coffee lover? Do you need a little pep in your step in the morning? What about knowing where your coffee comes from? Is that important? Well, try Grampian Roast Coffee on Etsy. That's Grampian, Grampian, and see our selection of single origin and blended coffees. Use code REVSVEN, REVSVEN, at checkout to save 15% off of your purchase.
All right, and we are back. And thankfully, we missed Rev's rendition of Tank. Otherwise, we'd have to get copyright claimed.
Oh yeah,
For that.
yeah, because they hammered down on that. They just now let that album come out on Spotify.
Did they really? Did they just
Yeah.
let the Cowboy Bebop album come out?
Yeah, like mid to late last year.
I did not know that. So we decided this week we were going to do. We were just going to talk about some free software that you guys should know about. For this is going to be specifically for PC. We might do one for phones and stuff later. But we all have some free software that we think you guys should know about and have installed on your computers, ranging for a variety of different uses. Do we want to kind of do this round robin where we'll just kind of I'll start and then we'll go to Green, Rev, and kind of go in a circle there?
You can do that.
It doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
Okay. So my first piece of free software that you should know about and have installed is called Specky. Speccy. And this is a software that's meant to report the status and temps of your PC components. It'll tell you all about your drives and peripherals and networking as well. Very awesome, especially if you're looking at, if you're trying to figure out if a piece of software is not performing up to what it needs to, if it's running hot, stuff like that. It'll tell you all of that in real time. Fantastic piece of software. Specky. Speccy. Green, what do you got?
Well, mine's pretty obvious. It's a form of game launcher, specifically GOG Galaxy. That's the one I believe that can launch from other launchers as well.
Yeah.
And then of course Steam and Epic. If you're going to be playing games on PC, you should have a game launcher. GOG Galaxy is what's it called? Free. What's that? Man.
DRM free.
DRM.
Yeah,
exactly.
anything from GOG is DRM free.
Yeah, so that's another plus for it as well. So
What is for people that are dumb like me? What does DRM free mean?
DRM is digital rights management. So that is strings of code inside a game that protect the IP from things like piracy or from altering the files or making modifications to the files, stuff like that. DRM, especially on PC, is looked down upon because it can cause other problems. A great example is there's a proprietary form of DRM called de novo, which will actually affect the performance of a game because it's constantly running and can actually cause all sorts of problems. So you can have like a high-end, you can meet the minimum specs, but because of de novo, it'll not run up to what it needs to. There's other privacy concerns about certain DRM softwares and stuff like that get added into games. Valorant had some problems with that, but yeah, that's what DRM is: digital rights management.
Okay. I did not know.
Yep, and that's GOG, which is also owned by CD Projekt Red. That's one of the big things that they always tout is that all the games that they sell are DRM free.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Does that mean it's my turn? That
is your turn.
All right. So I'm going to be just kind of briefly running down on my end things that are essentially Adobe replacements. I got a few of them, for content creators that might want to be able to make thumbnails or edit videos or anything like that without having to worry about paying a monthly subscription fee to Adobe. And I'm going to start off with GIMP. It's a very popular Photoshop alternative. Allows you to edit your pictures. I believe it, if I remember correctly, it does have like alpha channel export, so you can send it out without backgrounds if you want to make transparent PNGs and stuff like that. It's very, very, very helpful in making editing to pictures that you want to put on thumbnails, which will be on the product I'm going to cover next. So GIMP instead of Adobe Photoshop. And no, that's not the thing with the leather. It's just a program.
or an ableist slur, as it were.
Yes.
So my number 2 is called KeePass 2. It's KeePass, KeePass 2. And this is an open source password manager that you can manage and save all your passwords in one secure way. So instead of paying for some of those password services that you see like on YouTube, this is just one. You install it. You can create different groups of passwords. So for your social media, for your bank accounts, for your bill payments, all that stuff, you can create different groups of passwords. And all you need is just one password to remember for those groups. Again, open source, it's free. Probably a pretty good thing, especially if you are trying to run businesses, you want to guys. Security is a great way to save yourself a lot of money. Let me just tell you that. Security, making sure you are secure is a great way to save a lot of money. So yeah, KeePass, KeePass 2. And you guys can get that on Ninite. If you guys have never heard of Ninite, it's a website where you can get like a bunch of software, just like one big download, and it's safe and secure. And I'll leave a link to that in the episode description because it's one of those things, if you buy a new PC, that should be the first website you visit. Green, what's your next one?
My next one is MSI Afterburner. If you want to get a little bit of performance out of your GPUs in your system, this is a great tool. Helps with overclocking. However, I do have to stress, put a little warning label on there. Do it on your own caution. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not telling you not to do it. Make sure that you watch YouTube videos on how to overclock and get extra performance out of your graphics cards. And make sure you don't overdo it, because overclocking your GPUs over a certain point can be very dangerous for your hardware. So if you're looking to squeeze that little extra little performance out of that graphics card, that is a great option. Again, I gotta stress, use at your own caution.
Yes. Rev, your next one.
This one, okay, this is my favorite one of my entire list because I use this daily. I make all of my YouTube thumbnails through Canva. Canva is an absolutely fantastic alternative to Adobe InDesign. It allows you to do anything from putting together little promotional posts for for Instagram, YouTube. You can go in and type in exactly what you're trying to make, and it'll automatically put the proportions in for you. So like YouTube thumbnail, it suggests 1280 by 720, I believe. Instagram post, it'll automatically put it in the 1:1 for you and stuff like that. And it has all kinds of elements. Now there is a paid version of it, like a paid subscription version of it that allows you to export transparent backgrounds out of it, but you do get to pick your file style that you export out, whether it be a JPG or a PDF or anything. And even if you design something really cool on it, you can order canvas prints and stuff like that from it. It's really, really awesome. Canva is hands down my favorite free software that I use on the daily.
I can also say I really do like Canva, especially for like making Instagram stories and stuff for myself. If you guys follow me on Instagram and you see like the weekly story that I do for like promoting the podcast, I use Canva to run that stuff. So I can sign off on that one too. I think it's my turn.
I think it is.
My next one, again, I'm going for some serious utility stuff here. Revo Uninstaller, which is a fantastic piece of software for uninstalling pesky bloatware, malware, and other bullshit you don't want on your PC. I have used this several times to help clean up people's computers. There's been a couple different times where someone's gotten a virus, something rough on their computer, they can't seem to get rid of it. Revo Uninstaller has not failed me yet. Again, it's on Ninite. 100%, one of the first things you should get, along with a good antivirus on your PC. Yeah, get that one. Green, what's your next one?
My next one is an obvious one, especially for I'm gearing more in towards PC gaming. Is Discord. I've seen a lot of people who are in game, like Call of Duty, Destiny, stuff like that don't have Discord as a way of communicating. When you first go into Discord, it can be a little complicated with like figuring out how to work through servers and stuff like that. But it is a fantastic communication device. Some of the best audio quality. I mean, we strictly use Discord for the podcast. I always use Discord for communicating with my teammates on PC, unless I can't avoid it with like someone who's playing on console. Which consoles, for the love of God, just port Discord options to your consoles, please. It's so much better than any in-game VoIP of any game ever. But yeah, Discord's the way to go.
It's a good one.
That's a good one. Rev.
So one that I pulled here, this one I haven't used personally myself, but so many people vouch for it because I'm a pleb and I bought the lifetime license to Wondershare Filmora as my video editing program. But instead of Adobe Premiere, I hear a ton of people sing the praises of DaVinci Resolve. It's a pretty in-depth one, has a lot of elements in it that are similar to Premiere that allow you to be able to really put together good video presentations and stuff like that for YouTube or anything like that. I can't speak on it too much myself. I'm just kind of speaking from what I've read on how many people do really enjoy DaVinci Resolve. And with it being free, if you want to edit videos, why not give it a shot and learn it?
I can't vouch for DaVinci Resolve. I do know that we have talked about HitFilm Express on the show as well as another alternative to Premiere.
HitFilm's not bad. That's what I was using before Premiere.
Yeah.
And he's using Premiere because I gave him access to my Adobe account.
Don't tell them that.
It's okay. They're lovers. They share.
Yeah,
You're gonna get your Adobe banned.
It is completely legal to share if you open mouth kiss. That's the rules.
Yeah.
Homies kiss homies on the forehead. Good night. It's not weird.
Our butts touch on the regular.
The regular, and I touch his butt.
Yes. My next one, this is going to sound weird. Open Office. Because I tell you what, if I did not pay $80, I tell you what, if I did not pay $80 from Microsoft Office already, I would have fucking saved my goddamn time and just use Open Office and Google Docs. I use Google Docs. We still use Google Docs for the show.
Oh yeah, dude, and Sheets, dude, Google Docs, Sheets, Drive. Oh.
But I will say there are times when you can't, when you don't have access to the internet and you still need to be able to do some word processing and stuff like that. Open Office. Fantastic. Save yourself the fucking money. You don't need to buy Microsoft Word. Especially if you're a student. Just know that. You don't need to.
Your teacher tells you, you stand up in that class, you say, listen here, Mr. Teacher Man or Ms. Teacher Lady or non-gender binary teacher person. I don't need to do this. Yeah, bitch. I don't need this.
It's universal.
So, yeah, Open Office. Did you have another one, Green, that you wanted to mention?
Yeah, I have OBS.
All right.
OBS Studios, and like even if you're not a streamer, OBS Studios is can be a very valuable tool, especially like if you want to record your gameplay, and like put it on YouTube or even just to show your friends or something. Like you had something happen, you're like, oh my god, this is the most amazing play I've ever seen in my entire life. I've seen way too many people, especially like with like PlayStation and Xbox, like with the game capture stuff, and they'll like record it with their cell phone. Like, but if you have a PC and a capture card, and you can run your console through that too, and capture that through OBS and record it, and put it on Facebook or whatever, it is much better quality. Or if you decide to in the future, if you decide to stream, OBS is the way to go. I mean, some people have preferences with OBS versus XSplit and all that. That's a different topic. But I always recommend OBS.
OBS OBS is such a good basic one. Like Streamlabs has all like the extras for like beginning streamers, but OBS is such a good basic starter. You know, it's
OBS
so
Studios
good.
is the base, and then like you can get the Stream Elements or the Streamlabs plugins,
Mhm.
and they work fantastic. I personally, if I had to recommend either one of those, I would pick the Stream Elements, so OBS.live versus Streamlabs OBS, but OBS is an invaluable tool for recording. Even if you're not recording your gameplay, it's also good for recording like yourself and for
Podcast.
something.
I have
Podcasts if you're
yeah.
making a YouTube video.
I was just asked by a coworker, her son, just like one state, like for high school swimming, and she said that there's a news broadcast that she would like to have a copy of, and asked if I could record it. Yeah, I'm just gonna record it using OBS. She got me the link, and I'm like, cool, here you go, for you and your son's memoirs. So there's a lot of reasons why you would probably want OBS just to record things, broadcast or videos or whatever else from, things that you want to keep. And remember, it's not piracy if you don't distribute it.
Yes.
That's a big part of piracy. If you don't distribute it for money, it's not piracy. If it's just for personal keepsakes, you're good. Rev, what's your next one?
This one's another one I use for doing. I've recently started doing voiceover stuff on my YouTube videos, like a previously on type thing. Audacity, the Audacity. Instead of paying for Adobe Audition, I think don't. Oh no, you use Audition because you have the Adobe suites because Mr. Moneybags over here.
I still use Audacity.
Audacity is pretty gangster. Yeah, I mean, Audacity is simple, super easy to use. Go in, you can pick whatever mic you want to set as your deal, record, you can change whatever you need to change. It's a really, really good tool for audio recording. 100%.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting to a point with Adobe that I might drop it and go for some of this shit. We'll see. I've been debating it for a little while. But okay, so that was Audacity. I think I have another one.
Yeah, you have a fifth.
All right,
I can have a fifth too. I can have a fifth. I only had 4, but I can make a fifth.
Okay. Well, why don't you think about that here while I mention one of the ones that I pimp out a fucking lot. Touch Portal. My show, or my stream in this show, basically runs as well as it does because I have Touch Portal. It lets me turn my phone into a stream deck, essentially. So when you guys...
It didn't work.
What's that?
Don't worry about it. It didn't work. It's not that important.
I have no idea what you're trying to do. Okay. But when you guys see me go to like mute, like I just did there, or when you guys see me hit a button to go to the question of the week like I did right there, that's all because of Touch Portal. It has a lot of other utilities. It can be used. Oh, I see what you did now.
We tried to Ron Burgundy you.
Oh, you think... Okay, so real quick, I just looked over at my show notes, and they turned my sentence basically turns your phone into a stream deck into basically turns your phone into a stream dick. I see what you guys are doing there. I don't just read notes for the show, okay? But there's a bunch of other stuff that you can use stream. God, now you guys got me fucked up. Touch Portal for. You guys can use it for programming tools. So if you guys are doing C++, Python, JavaScripting, anything like that, you guys can actually create macros using Touch Portal to help make that job easier, especially if you're like programming on the run, using a laptop. It helps actually create a wide variety of tools. It can be used for video editing and photo editing, media controls, all sorts of great stuff can Touch Portal can do. The main complaints I have right now is there's not first-party support for Discord. The third-party support was pretty jank, and I just ended up getting rid of it. I said, fuck it. and the third-party support for Spotify is pretty jank too. I'm really hoping they're going to
To
get
be fair,
yeah.
real quick, to be fair, the Spotify support on Stream Deck is actually kind of jank. At least it was last time I tried to use it. Like every other stream, I go to hit like next song or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't work. It would give me the little red or the little triangle with the exclamation point in it, and it wouldn't work. So to be fair, Stream Deck, which you pay good money for, has they need to work on their Spotify stuff too.
Cool. That's good to know. That's good to know. And so one thing I will say is that Touch Portal is a freemium thing. You get 2 pages of up to like 12 buttons, I think, on the free version. And it's $12 for the paid version. And it's assigned to your Android or iOS account. And then you install the other part of the software on your PC. It can be connected via USB, or it can, if you're on the same Wi-Fi network, it'll connect itself. It's a fantastic piece of software. I highly recommend people try it out and just see what it can do for them. Green, what's your 5th?
My 5th would have to be 7-zip. I've had a lot of people send me compressed files or zipped files. That's a good way to get those files unzipped and uncompressed. And it's free to use. And then an option, if you're in school or college right now, a good option for digital note taking would be Evernote. My fiance uses that a lot. That is also free to use.
That's a
And
good one.
you can also journal in there too. Like that's how she used to journal on the go until I got her the iPad. So it's a good option. It's a double.
Nice.
7-zipper Evernote.
Evernote's a good one. I like Evernote.
Excellent.
For me, my 5th, I have a bonus that I wanted to throw in for people because one of the biggest hot topics in content creation, specifically on Twitch, this doesn't really as much pertain to Twitch because there are a lot of DMCA free playlists, but looking for DMCA free music to use in videos makes it a little more difficult because you can't just like download Spotify songs and add them to without, doing some sketchy shit. So YouTube Audio Library and Sound Bible actually provide you DMCA free and copyright free music to be able to use in backgrounds of videos and stuff like that if you're doing content creation. I used YouTube Audio Library early on when I started getting my hands on stuff until I started using Wondershare for more, and they actually have an audio library that you can use that comes with the license. So yeah, YouTube Audio Library and Sound Bible are both really good options for like DMCA free, good background music to add to videos for like hype videos and stuff like that.
Excellent. So I think that does it. That's 15 pieces of software free that you guys should know about that can help save you guys some money. You don't need to pay for some of these expensive services like Adobe or you don't have to pay for Zoom. You don't have to pay for a shit ton on Zoom, or for Microsoft Office, and don't have to. If you know how to use Revo Uninstaller, you don't have to take your computer to a shop to get viruses removed or anything like that, and you can help Grandma out because Grandma really needs help with that computer, honey.
Yay, Grandma!
Yay, Grandma! Okay, let's move on to our next topic here, which is tech companies sent a letter to Biden. Yeah, so this is AMD, NVIDIA, and Intel, and a bunch of others, including IBM, Western Digital, and Broadcom and Qualcomm, sent a letter to the Biden administration urging them to find and fund ways to bolster the semiconductor manufacturing and research industry in the United States. A big part, there's been the semiconductor shortage due to the pandemic and other supply issues has been a huge factor in the shortages in computer parts. In the ever increasing demand is because the supply is low. It's also affecting automotive. Our friend Zombie Potion shared an article last week or the week before in my Discord related to the 2021 Ford or 2022 Ford F-150s. Their manufacturing is getting reduced because of the semiconductor shortage, which is required for internal components of the trucks. So I mean, it's a big deal. Some real quick stats that I found according to my source over at PC Gamer. According to them, over the last 31 years, the U.S. share of the semiconductor manufacturing, which was global, went from 31% to 12%, where a lot of the production was picked up overseas. I also imagine a big part of the shortage or another issue related to this is if a lot of those semiconductors are being made in China. I don't know if Trump tariffs are still applied to those like they are applied to components like motherboards and graphics cards. These execs are saying that without a prop up from the government, they, quote, believe Biden's economic recovery and infrastructure goals remain unreachable, end quote. They advise the president for, quote, substantial funding for or incentives for semiconductor manufacturing in the form of grants and or tax credits, and for basic and applied semiconductor research is their prescriptive cure. They also state that the U.S. is also, quote, uncompetitive in attracting investments in new fab construction. Our technology leadership is at risk in the race for preeminence in the technologies of the future, including AI, 5G, 6G, and quantum computing, end quote. So that I have yet to see the Biden administration respond. My quick take is, yeah, obviously there's a huge semiconductor shortage, and really do hope something gets done soon. And we do need some sort of manufacturing and research and reinvestment in the country. Especially because the former administration decided they wanted to put tariffs on goods that we weren't producing here in the States yet. And those tariffs are still in place here in this country. But I am leery of companies wanting tax incentives, because all we need to do is look at Foxconn and what they did in Wisconsin with their rotting buildings in Mount Pleasant that they demolished family homes for, and Trump helped break ground on. It was something like a multi-billion-dollar investment in which no jobs have entered that state. If tax incentives are going to be introduced, it better be well thought out.
Instead of a loophole, make it actually worth the incentive. Like, actually make it practical.
Yeah, and
that's where we're falling apart, in my opinion. Is that we keep instituting all these tax incentives and tax cuts and everything, but they're not practical. They're literally just providing ways for these companies to save a little bit of money here and there. And why should we give them more money if they're going to turn around and actually damage the consumer in some way or another by destroying family homes in the process?
Here's something that I think people don't realize. And as someone from the Midwest who lives in a town and is from a town who needs more economic opportunities, building a Foxconn, the plant was built to build LCD screens. Why did you build that in Wisconsin? Why did you not build that in, say, Seattle or somewhere along the Washington coast or Oregon coast or California or somewhere where shipping lanes actually exist? Because, again, I live in Iowa. I want to see economic opportunities, but if you're going to build facilities, it probably makes sense logistically to not have to then truck over all your components.
Exactly. And it probably has to do something with property value or like cost of property. That's why, like, there's some companies that have property here in Oklahoma that don't really make sense, like airline manufacturing or aircraft manufacturing. Boeing got a bunch of stuff sent down here because they can hire everybody. They're cheap to work, and everything's inexpensive to lease and own buildings because property is cheap here. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, because then you got to railway all that stuff back to Seattle. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand trying to save money on property, but Jesus Christ, you're
Yeah.
making it a logistical nightmare on yourself and on your consumers.
Yeah. Green, did you have anything you want to add to this?
I'm kind of wondering if it will fall on deaf ears, especially with I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean Biden is pretty old, so he's probably gonna have to have someone explain like why this is important.
Kamala's gonna have to sit down with him.
Like,
Okay,
listen
Joe.
here, you like your cell phone. I liked it better when it flipped. Someone's got to really explain. Like, it's a genuine thing, especially with progress in like new technologies, which is, let's face it, like computers are the future and are the present. So it's definitely, hopefully they actually listen. And
I think one
understand.
I think one of the issues right now that they're also the timing of this, they're still in the process of drafting a very controversial $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. And instead of maybe trying to pin a letter to say, hey, we can use some of that because the COVID relief by producing that here in America will take the pressure off the fact that we were having to import it from a country that was more so affected in getting it shipped from here to from there to here. But they're asking for tax credits. It's like there's I don't know. It seems like their timing on this was bad because
Yeah.
there's so much going on right now that if they would have waited I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months, see how this relief deal, if they get the vaccine rolling out and can at least get things back to at least a sense of not necessarily normalcy, because I don't think we're ever going to get that, but at least to a sense of being able to finally spread our resources to other areas. That would have been the time to pin this letter. It just feels like it was just really bad timing. While there's never really a good time to ask for tax incentives and stuff, but it's still that whole thing.
Yeah, and I will say that they did get there was a Defense Act thing or something related to defense that they got another bolster. So they're actually asking on top of whatever bolster they got from that, they're asking for more. But
that's why all these things keep going overseas, is because they're having to get more and more and more money to produce them here. It's like at some point it's going to be like Twitch to Amazon. Like when is it going to just be to the point where it's just hemorrhaging money all the time? No, hiccup.
Yeah. We both went for a drink right there at the same time. Okay. Any other thoughts on this particular topic?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think we have one more topic here, which Green, you got. European retailers are charging more for cards that have not been released yet.
Yeah. So your European retailer ProShop have pre-released the pricing for the NVIDIA RTX 3060, which launches on February 25th. The minimum pricing that they are putting for is 499 euros, or 2,799 Polish zloty.
Zloty.
Polish monies.
That roughly equates to $603, which is definitely a price increase, because the official MSRP in Europe for the 3060 card is set at 329 euros, or 1,599 Polish monies. Zolty.
That's what the Wikipedia pronunciation guide said. So if I'm wrong, Wikipedia's wrong.
Polish bills. And that's an increase of 52% and 75% respectively. Okay, so 52% increase for euros, 75% for Polish bills, which is insane. Especially since the card hasn't released yet. I know NVIDIA had sent them the cards. There's nothing they can really do about them, selling it higher than MSRP, except for maybe change it in the future, limiting the amount of cards they send to that company. But it's a pretty jank increase, especially since the card's not out. And it's the 3060 series. The 60 series cards are always usually the very budget friendly cards. So 399 euros. I think €1 equates to 1.31 US dollars. So it's like a $350 card, roughly, give or take a few dollars. So it's a very budget card. So with like the pandemic and the insufficient amount of like semi-conductors, like in our last story, the stock is probably not going to be very high for these cards. So I don't like the company's increase higher than MSRP. I mean, it's still a business; they still have to make money. That's a lot of money that they're making if they sell these cards, which I'm sure people will buy. But yeah, increase on, and it's only a pro shop that we've heard so far.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that seems very fucking
A
shady.
52% markup, yeah.
Yeah.
And 75% for Polish people. The Polands.
Yeah, that's just woof. That's a woofta.
Rude.
For a budget card.
Yeah.
Budget card.
Yeah, which is crazy because the 3060 Ti already came out, which usually the 3060 comes out before the the Ti version. But I mean, still, like, it's a budget card, and they're making it like mid-range card prices. Thanks, scalpers.
It's ridiculous.
Thanks, Nvidia.
Thanks, Nvidia.
They're selling the scalpers. They're not scalpers, data
Bitcoin.
miners.
Yeah, Bitcoin miners.
Crypto bros.
Crypto bros.
Crypto
Also-
bros.
What happened to all those people with diamond hands? Huh? What happened to
The
all
cave.
you? What happened to all you motherfuckers with diamond hands?
Caved.
Fucking quitters. Fucking quitters.
To the moon.
To the
Goes
moon.
to the moon.
More like to the convenience store down the road, you cheap bastards.
I was gonna say this is like a SpaceX launch, where it just fucking like combusted midair.
Hey, they ended that rocket eventually.
What was that?
You got
They
robotic.
successfully landed that rocket eventually.
It's true.
True. Eventually. But
Eventually.
eventually. Is there anything else that we wanted to mention in this week's show?
No, it's a pretty slow week, really.
It's
I
been
just want the pandemic.
But we
to be
did still cover quite a bit. Like I thought we did really well with the free softwares. I think. Could download that shit.
Are
people.
we gonna fillet ourselves, blow some smoke up each other's asses right now about how well we did?
Yeah,
These- I need a big cleaning.
we deserve it. Okay, and so do you.
We
viewers.
we usually reserve that for when the camera stops rolling.
Today it's gonna be the self-deprecating. Like as soon as the camera goes off, what the fuck was that? Danny's gonna throw shit. And,
Oh yeah. You guys don't know
put that coffee down.
You guys don't know the abuse they go through every time that this show stops. Every time that raid button goes off, I hit stop recording and stop streaming. These guys just fucking get it. You don't even
He hits
know.
me.
What's that?
These glasses will be
hits
wet
me.
by the end of the day.
Yeah, the absolute abuse these two suffer at my hands. I'm surprised that I haven't been called out on it by on Twitter yet.
I've tried filing a restraining order and they say no. They're like, if you live in the same residence and there's no proof, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
I fully expect a tweet to come out and it's just a screenshot of from Rev's phone. It's just on the notes app of I'm writing this because I can't take it anymore. The abuse and vitriol that Danny K spews out at me every week is too much, and it just keeps going on, listing all the terrible things I do to these guys.
Dude doesn't even give me a neck kiss or anything.
The final straw was he shit in my shoe.
Actually, to that point, real quick, last night when I was playing Happy's Humble Burger Barn, I was like, which one of you cowards shit in my pants?
Nice. All right. I think that's going to do it for this week's show. Mr. Green Elite, tell me what's coming up on your channel.
I'm gonna be playing some Destiny this week and some Call of Duty. The same thing I say every week. I'm probably gonna work in some of The Witcher, and then hopefully this weekend I get a Phasmophobia stream in.
Go.
Maybe some Go to Duty. I don't know. I have so many options now. Dead by Daylight. So many games, so little time. But you can catch me on twitch.tv/Mr. Green Elite. Also on all the social medias as Mr. Green Elite, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the fancy stuffs. Yeah.
Excellent. Padre, your turn.
Hello there. So coming up for me, I'm going to be continuing Omori, which has been kind of like a Undertale / Earthbound-esque RPG style game. It's been a lot of fun. All the battles are done with like hand-drawn stuff, so that was really cool. Going to be continuing that while also continuing to upload to YouTube. I've been doing these things called Rev's Quick Bites, where I'm playing little short, anywhere between 30-minute to an hour games, and just uploading them in a single run playthrough, while also simultaneously putting up past streams that may have been missed in bits and YouTube. I'm actually currently kind of pushing towards YouTube partner. I'm just now kind of starting to take it seriously because I didn't realize how close I was until a little while ago. And then I kind of kept it under the radar, and I was like, you know what, this could be a real thing if maybe I put it out there. So you can find me literally anywhere, including, well, let me rephrase. Twitch and YouTube, you can find me at RevSpin. Then everywhere else, literally everywhere else, you can find me RevSpin TV. I even have a MySpace. Like, I mean, I'm everywhere. I don't make music. That's what MySpace is now, but I'm there. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much what I've got going on. I'm going to continue streaming in the mornings. I'm going to get back on my 9 a.m. Central schedule for 4 days a week, and then I'm actually pulling my streams from YouTube's on Monday nights, and I'm going to do more like goofy, fun community stuff over on Twitch. Actually, divert the resources for that community stuff there, as opposed to trying to push streams on YouTube.
Excellent. I was going to ask if you had a Pure Volume account, but it looks like Pure Volume isn't a social media network anymore. The big sads.
Big sads.
The big sads. Let's see. My channel this week is going to be actually pretty quiet because I have a family vacation starting on Thursday, and I won't be back until Tuesday afternoon, just in time for the podcast next week. I am not leaving you guys high and dry, though. I do have some stream highlights going up on YouTube from my Not For Broadcast episode 2 playthrough. So that'll be up in 2 parts on Saturday if you guys want that. If you guys missed my stream of Not For Broadcast episode 2. Other than that, guys, you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, at Danny K, DANIECAE, and also on YouTube, Danny K Media. It's also where this place, that's also where this podcast is posted. We do have a question of the week. Don't forget to answer the question of the week, which is, did you buy anything this Steam Lunar New Year sale? And if so, what did you buy? Let us know in the comments, or you guys can tweet at us using our Twitters. I don't know what else you would tweet at us using other than our Twitters. Rev showing off his adult merch there. If you guys missed any part of the show, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found. If you guys want to help support the show, there are a few different ways. You guys can drop us a like. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can drop us all follows on Twitch. You guys can leave a comment on YouTube. But the best, number one, top tier way, the way of true champions, is by telling your friends about the show. Seriously, it means a lot to us when you guys tell your friends about the show. And hopefully you guys get value out of us. Other than that, guys, seriously, if you live anywhere where we're getting like these frigid Arctic temperatures, stay safe, stay warm. Hearts go out to the people in Texas who are dealing with these not so controlled blackouts now. Seriously,